able to find parking over in Eflin, and
Oh, you got one in the lot, though, huh? Yes.
oh,
Yeah, if you
good.
drive around the block a couple of times,
Somebody
it's
will leave.
dynamic enough. You can somebody's going to be leaving.
Yeah, it's like New York. It's the same thing.
Yeah. Basically, we're like New York here in Hillsborough.
Yeah, totally.
Well, Steve's brought two Martin guitars, and so we know we're in for a
Gorgeous.
treat. And Steve, whatever you'd like to play, we'd love to hear.
All right. Thank you. This is an older one. This album I put out 5 years ago yesterday. So we'll work our way into the new album, I guess. This one's called Salt and Wine. Looking at the lights on the bay, I was thinking back. I did a good time inside out. Turned my clear sky black. You appeared like smoke, then you went away. I still see you in my sleep, then I had to pay. Yeah, we're like salt and wine, your world and my life. Yeah, we're like salt and wine, another place, another time. Caught a ride out of San Jose, and I headed east. I didn't know if it was right or wrong. Man, I just needed peace. You disappeared like smoke, and I still call your name. I dig deep, but then I choke on my yesterday. Yeah, we're like salt and wine, your world and my life. Yeah, we're like salt and wine, another place, another time. Yeah, we're like salt and wine, your world and my life. Yeah, we're like salt and wine, another place, another time. Yeah, we're like salt and wine, your world and my life. Yeah, we're like salt and wine, another place, another time. Oh, thank you.
Yeah, Steve Hartsoe live in the studio. Steve, Salt and Wine, was that the title track from the previous CD? It sounds
I
familiar.
think it was the first track on it.
First
yeah,
track,
Big
okay.
Fix. The lyrics were actually correct on the CD version. I was interpreting my own song right there because I flubbed them. So
You're allowed to. Songs evolve like that.
you're right. Yeah. I mean, REM. You don't have to know what they're talking about.
Steve, I think we're saying it was 2020 when you last graced the studio. And so how has the last 2 years, it's been a boring 2 years for us. How about for you? So has it been a time that a lot of music has come your way or not so?
Yeah, I did that EP in 2020, and then started slowly working on the album King of Small Talk that I put out this past April. But I also have like an alt rock band, guys I was in college with in California, called London Down. We did an EP a year ago, so we do it long distance. Like I'll record drums here with my son, and then the other guy was singing guitar and bass. So I did that. So yeah, 2 albums in the last 2 years. So that's been pretty busy.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna take a break after we got a show Sunday at the local 506, my band with a couple other bands, and then I'm off till like April. So I need to just kind of write new songs.
So that the technology now and the speed of the internet enables people to record from a distance wasn't really available even as, I guess, recently as 10 years ago.
Trade
And
files
so
back and forth.
how was that experience for you? Did you like it?
Oh, I mean, you kind of miss being in a room together with a band, which was like, the old days. But now you can make mistakes and just plug it back in and fix it. And it's free. You're not standing there singing going, I'm really
$100
off today. And we're
$100 an hour.
Yeah, $100 an hour, and I'm way off today, So that's good. You can just like stop and come back another day. So, the freedom's amazing.
Well, we'll talk about the new record here in a minute, but we do want to hear as much of your wonderful music as we can. So what do you have for us next?
Thank you. I'll play another older one here. This is one I wrote about Shannon here, one of several I've written about here. This was from that same album. This one's title track called The Big Fix. You guys can dance to this one if you're not driving out there in Radio Land. My guardian angel finally looks my way. I didn't see you coming, but I felt your presence a mile away. The mystery is best when it pounds your heart like a drum. From all these hard times, something good one day comes. Oh yeah, and it's all because of you. Yeah, it's all because of you. Even Chicken Little knew a thing or two about change. Yes, he did. So I want to thank you for everything you rearranged. Look out now. All those love songs, they've come true. All my blues songs change their hue. And it's all because of you. Yeah, it's all because of you. Oh yeah. It's all because of you. Now it's all because of you. Anybody recognize the song at the very end? The chords? Nobody got it? It's Purple Haze, man.
Yeah. I was about to
we
make a joke about there not being any good left-handed guitar players, but you just took it away from me.
That's right.
And
Paul
Jimmy,
McCartney, the guy from the Cars.
Libba Cotton.
so if you want to know what Steve's band sounds like, there you go.
It's pretty energetic and noisy. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, Steve, rolling back the clock, where did you grow up anyway?
San Jose, California.
Okay.
Santa Clara was like right next to San Jose.
Thus the 49ers hat, I guess, maybe.
They actually have a chance to do well this year. So, when every decade that rolls around, you celebrate it all the time.
Yeah, doing okay. And so was music a big part of your life back then?
Yeah, it always has been. My grandfather played about 10 instruments. He was big band area. His family played on a cruise ship. And
Oh, cool.
he had trumpet, a piano. He gave me his Ludwig drum set when I was a kid, and it had like the painting of this butler on the front of the head and had an orange light bulb in it. I mean, it was like before Kiss and all these guys, you know. And so I had that, but then I switched to guitar. My mom always had cool guitar music, Everly Brothers, Buddy Holly, Creedence. So I just loved it, you know, my whole life. And,
So you came by your love of music naturally.
yeah. So my brother's a drummer, and now two of my sons play drums and guitar.
Then writing songs is something different. What possesses one to want to write a song?
It's weird. I think back, like, I saw Tom Petty when I was like 20 in San Francisco, and it was just like blew me away because I'd seen these, like the Eagles, and I'd seen Queen and all these bands that are just so up here. Not that they weren't talented, but it was like watching this garage band having a great time with, you know, 3-chord songs and all that stuff. I'm like, man, that could be cool. So I just started messing around writing cheesy, like Little Schoolgirl, you know, and songs like that. And then I met a couple guys at Sears where I worked, and we just started jamming on covers and started writing songs.
Sears, what's that?
Yeah.
I know, right?
It was an actual store.
Yeah. Everybody, we are here enjoying our time tremendously with Steve Hartsoe. You can learn all about Steve out there at Steve, you know how to spell that, Hartsoe, HARTSOE.com. And all of his releases are out there, The Big Fix, King of Small Talk. And so we're going to talk about King of Small Talk in a minute. I keep trying to get to that, but then I keep realizing we've talked long enough and we want to hear another song.
All right. I'll play the title track. This was kind of inspired by the pandemic and how it just kind of made you being frustrated with people pretty easily. So I think I've gotten better, but man, it just hit. Sometimes you think back on how you were because all your work was done on Zoom, and you'd run into people and you're like, man, you're a lot taller than I remember. Or is it just me? Anyway, this is called King of Small Talk. Here I come around, gonna tear me down. I'm your king of small talk. Every side I grin cuts me deep within. I'm your king of small talk. I'm your king of small talk. Where I've been, you don't walk. I'm your king of small town. Here I come again. Treat me like a sin. I'm your king of small town. I keep it short and sweet, staring at my feet. I'm your king of small talk. I'm your king of small talk. Behind my back you just mock. I'm your king of small town. I'm your king of small talk. Where I've been, you don't walk. I'm your king of small talk. I'm your king of small talk. Behind my back you just mock. I'm your king of small talk. I'm your king of small talk. Oh, you're too kind. Thank you.
I wish Steve was having fun playing his music, don't you?
It's kind of low key in here,
That's right.
Can you hear a little Tom Petty influence right there in that song?
Yeah.
So, Steve, getting around where we need to be to this release, King of Small Talk. That was just the title track that you shared with us. This was released in April. How long did it take to put it all together?
Oh man, see, it was bits and pieces, like over a year or so. You know, I would do a bunch of demos, and then if the parts were good, I would just keep them. And I recorded drums with my son. And then a friend of mine I've worked with for several years, Kevin McNulty in Raleigh, would mix everything. I'd highly recommend him. He owns Seaphonic Studios. And so he would mix it, you know, and then go from there.
And available out there every place one gets music these days?
Right. Everywhere that it's free. Or I guess it's, 68 cents on iTunes or something?
Do you have your stuff wondering on Bandcamp?
Yeah. Bandcamp's really cool.
Well, it is very cool today because today is Bandcamp Friday.
That's right.
So,
First Fridays.
Yeah, if you
Oh, is
want,
it? I didn't
yes,
realize
if
that.
you want Steve to get all of the money that you're paying for the CD, then you should do that right now. And this goes for anyone that you've enjoyed on the show. And you know that they have Bandcamp available CDs and albums. Go buy their stuff. But right now, go buy Steve's or listen to him more on our show.
Yeah, thank you. And it's like I just let people pay what they want. Yeah, I don't have a set price, so it's wide open. So
Y'all pay a reasonable amount. It's well worth it.
Yeah.
Keep the music flowing.
that's a great site. I mean, it's so easy to upload your stuff, and
Oh yeah, they make it very easy.
yeah.
And the whole Bandcamp Friday concept is just, I mean, it's good marketing on their part, but it's good for everybody.
It is.
And for y'all who don't know, that's when they waive all fees. So whatever you pay for whatever you're getting on Bandcamp Fridays, 100% goes to the artist.
Yeah. So get out there and do it. It's like Kim said.
What is that you're holding?
This is my ukulele.
It's
There's some
party.
Don Ho stuff. Now, I just got this about a month and a half ago. I always wanted an acoustic 12-string.
Everybody, if you're not watching the stream, if you're just listening on the radio, this is not just an acoustic 12-string. It is a Martin acoustic 12-string, and it is left-handed.
And a nice blonde top. It's a great
really
contrast
beautiful.
with the sides and the neck. It's a beautiful guitar.
Thank you. Yeah, I as I mentioned, I had signed up for a mailing list. I think it was Sweetwater. Let me know when it's available, and I didn't do anything for a week, and they were gone. So I checked with like Harry's Guitars in Raleigh, and their Martin reps like it'd be another year before we get a left-handed model in. I'm like, so I happened to find one at this New York store and had it, and I'll take it. Got the last one. I may have the last one in the country that's left-handed. I don't know. So I like to think so, just to make other people jealous.
Well, we can't wait to hear that thing. How about it?
This is another song from the new album. I actually I did it on the previous one, but I didn't like my vocal. It was just too Bruce Springsteen-y, a little too harsh. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I try to sing a little mellower. So this is called Canyon Song. My family and I were out in California in January 2020, and we went down to Malibu, which is just beautiful, overlooking the ocean. And it's just very peaceful, the canyons, and kind of think about like this virus was kind of starting to swell around the world. And you're like, man, maybe I might not get here again. Who knows? And just kind of feeling like you wanted to hide out in this canyon and let all this stuff pass. So this is called
Yeah.
Canyon Song. This is another one from King of Small Talk. When sorrows come by the dozen, and your morning star is lost in gray, and you can't get out of a green room where fault line flows through every soul. Can I hide in your shelter? Can you hide above the freeway? Take me in from the storm, and I won't look back ever again. when truth becomes a suggestion, and the life you save might be your own. Well, you know my love, it is forever. So when I'm gone, you won't be alone. Can I hide in your shelter? Canyon high above the freeway. Can I hide in your shelter? Canyon high above the freeway. Can I hide in your shelter? Canyon high above the freeway. Can I hide in your shelter? Canyon high above the freeway. Canyon high above the freeway.
Nice.
Thanks, y'all.
Steve Hartsoe live here on Pass the Hat. Steve, you introduced the last song, which was King of the Small Talk, right? And you introduced it saying, I wrote this song during the pandemic, and you've got a new CD out kind of on the back end of the pandemic. Creatively, how was the pandemic for you? Was it a great mine for digging up gems to sing songs about, or was it a little bit more difficult?
You know, I think overall it was better because I didn't have to commute an hour each way to work, so I wasn't wiped out when I got home. So
Right.
when I clocked out, I was out, and I had a lot more free time and energy to put into it. Couldn't really go anywhere. So for me, it was actually a little bit better.
You got to clock out?
Well, I had to clock in first. Yeah.
I think that was that was one of the aspects of people shifting from working in the office to working from home is now you don't have that clock that ends at the end of the day. So people were working way more
Yeah.
than they were when they had that stop at the end of the day. Oh, I have to go home.
That's true. That's true. Like you have to log back on sometimes and take care of something and that kind of
Right.
thing. So it was kind of and I'm salaried anyway, so that's the way it goes. But
So
yeah, I think it was better that way.
So in terms of creativity, it worked out for you.
yeah. And
That's good.
recording, people were home with nothing to do, and all kinds of people needed money because they couldn't tour.
Right.
So you could find some guy in Nashville who's not gigging and like, hey, can you play on this part here? And that kind of thing. So,
Nice.
I mean, you still pay them, but not as much as they'd make playing Alltel Pavilion.
Well, yeah, and you don't have to wait 3 years just to get them to come and play 2 bars on your song.
Yeah, that's another beauty. Like Kurt, you mentioned the electronic thing. You just have people send files in from anywhere in the world. Is that the pizza?
The pizza's here.
Close.
Don't throw something at the 12 string.
Well, speaking of the 12 string, is that a new guitar?
It's brand new.
Man,
I got
it's
it in October, new.
it sounds like it's like been around the bend for. It's beautifully sounding.
Thank you.
You know, some new guitars are just so kind of brittle sounding, but that guitar has a brightness to it, but also has a richness as well. Just
Yeah, it's got some body.
love
That's
it.
good to hear. I appreciate that. I haven't even, this is the Martin strings it came with. I haven't even had a setup done. It's still in tune. Why, you know, if it's not broke, don't fix it kind of.
Never change those strings.
Just keep it forever.
Between this one and the 12 string electric I've got, changing strings, like the only hard thing is the capo. I got one last week. They said, "Oh, use this one for classical guitars." I got home and it wouldn't work. The string kept buzzing.
Oh,
So
Yeah,
I
you
went
got to be
back
able
and
to
no, you need
torque
the
it down
12
a little bit.
Yeah, so you need the 12 string capo. It's a little longer. And it's got a
longer.
lot of-
Yeah,
I think that's working.
Oh, yeah, that sounds
that all right?
good.
sounds
sounds
tremendous.
good.
I don't know if you guys can see Shannon, my beautiful wife Shannon. Here's the studio audience here.
Y'all say hi to Shannon. Hi, Shannon.
Just imagine. It's okay if I do another 12-string song?
Absolutely.
Of course.
We don't have to set
It's
it
your
down.
show. You can do whatever you want to. If you wanted to get up and dance,
No,
you'd be
I
okay
thought
with that.
about taking this thermal off, but then my T-shirt might flop
I was
out
going to
with
say
it.
it's not that
You
kind of
guys would be
show.
shut down.
Yeah,
I
we
mean, it
have
could be
rules.
that
We
kind of
have
show.
rules about that.
Like seizures all over Hillsborough from the video. Rules
That's
about
just
that.
good marketing right there. I say
Oh
go
my
for
God,
it.
let him play guitar, Bob.
I've got a QR code shaved into my.
Oh, good
It's
Lord.
all marketing. This is a very old song. When I was in a California band, I wrote this song. My family was kind of going through hard times. My extended family kind of grew up like Leave It to Beaver. Then all of a sudden, divorces and car wrecks and those kinds of things crept in. So it's kind of a tongue-in-cheek sort of called Happy Now. Uncle Robert, don't you go. I think we'd like for you to know. Cousin Sarah, don't you know? When you're lonely, you're not alone. Mother Mary, where'd you go? I think we'd like for you to know. We're so happy now. We're so happy now. Watching movies, black and white. I see the smiles in our eyes. Uncle Robert, now we know of the stories you have told. We're so happy now. We're so happy now. Thanks, y'all. That's a sad song.
Steve, you play in a band, it sounds like, and you also do solo work. Do you also collaborate on the songwriting itself? Do you write with others? What does feedback look like?
Yeah, I do with the London Down, the alt-rock band I'm in, myself and then the bass player, we each write songs, and then we go back and forth. Maybe try this, maybe not that. And the solo stuff, I need to, though. I didn't for this last one, really, just because people were busy and that kind of thing. But I listened to this one compared to the Big Fix I did 5 years ago, and I can just hear so many other ideas that I would not have come up with. It was Jacob Dylan said, like, no one person has all the DNA a song needs. So I think, like I mentioned, kind of laying low after this gig Sunday, I want to go more of a folky direction, more acoustic type stuff. That's what I did years ago. And Shannon is like a really good lyricist. We've written a couple songs together, so we're going to do more of that. So we're pretty stoked, which is great for me. I can write twice as many songs because it's like half the work. I'm only just doing the music now. And the lyrics are the hardest part. So,
Well, everybody, this is WHUP LP Hillsborough, and it is the top of the hour, and we are so fortunate to have a second sponsor.
That's right. We've got a second sponsor for the second half of Pass the Hat, and you can
Right.
see Kirk coming in from camera stage right with
Is that hot chocolate?
the gift for
That's for
our
me?
guest, because support for Pass the Hat for this hour of Pass the Hat
You
is
guys, look at
sweetly
this.
provided by Matthew's Chocolates, 104 North Churton Street, Hillsborough, North Carolina, the finest in chocolate and chocolate accessories for all of your chocolate needs. And let's face it, you have chocolate needs. And Matthew provides a gift for our guest every Friday, and this one is a big old bag of his hot choca, which is a mix of Belgian cocoa and pure Belgian chocolate that you can mix with water. You can mix with milk if you want it creamier. It is the best hot chocolate you've ever had. And this bag was mixed by Kim Lane's daughter.
Oh,
No kidding.
She's apprenticing right now over there.
Very cool.
There's an important thing that we need to share with you, that when you receive the wonderful chocolate, you need to remember your lyricist at times like this. If you want really good words to flow out and compliment your music.
Here, honey, it's all yours. Yeah. And I guess I got to claim the tax benefit of this thing, too. Is that what?
We don't do that.
And by the way, if you, dear listener out there in listener land, want some of this hot choca yourself, find Matthew and order it right now, because holidays are super busy. But if you really just want a taste of it, come tomorrow to the holiday parade in Hillsborough. Tomorrow afternoon, not tomorrow, Sunday afternoon around 4:00. He's going to be just doing nothing but serving hot chocolate, and it's going to blow your mind.
And if you're going to be among the elves, I will be running with the elves on behalf of WHUP on Sunday. You can fuel your run with hot chocolate
As
at
one
3
should.
o'clock.
Yes.
Right. You got to get your fuel. And then you can run the mile all downhill. I mean, you can't go wrong, right?
If I have enough chocolate, I'll just roll
You
down.
start at the top of the hill, you can't go wrong.
It's a downhill race, y'all. Get your hot chocolate, roll down the hill, drink some more. Yeehaw.
I love Hillsborough.
You
It's
and
all
me both.
downhill.
Steve, what you got for us?
This is one I haven't played in a long time. It's kind of a radical, folky. I'm really digging like the early Dylan, like Times Are Changing, the Hard Rain, just like ripping your gut out, So I got to go. We went to New York in August, and some guy put together a walking tour of Greenwich Village. Just Bob slept here, and Bob's first gig was at Cafe Wa. I'm like, wow, I almost got a Bob tattoo, but maybe next time. All right, this one's called Last Pop Star. It's kind of deep and heavy and angry, but we like it that way sometimes. It's just like Napoleon, he blew into town, drew up some deeds, said let's all have a round. You take the blind ones and I take the lame. All that I have is from ill-gotten gain. Well, he started with beauty, turned it to rust, tested their innocence, turned it to lust. Showed them the kingdom, said I, me and mine. They could be yours if you just pay my price. Now he took over TV, he took over love. Held up a serpent and called it a dove. Washed both his hands in the rivers of time. Called to his servants, now what's yours is mine. Ooh, people beware of the last pop star. Ooh, don't you give in to the last pop star. Now he went to the Capitol, started a riot. deceived the people with deceits and lies. Went to the chapel, called out for change. All that you've stood for, I must rearrange. Now the moon turned to red as the limo arrived. Pulled out his guns and said, God's on my side. Deceived generations with wrong override. But the last words he said would turn out the lights. Ooh, people beware of the last pop star. Ooh, don't you give in to the last pop star. The last pop star.
Steve Hartsoe live in the studio and starting to sweat here. We don't even have to turn the heat on anymore.
I don't need the hot chocolate now.
Boy, good thing that wasn't played on the 12-string. All those CDs would be falling off the shelves.
Jumping off the shelves.
Yeah.
I heard the Dylan influence, though.
Totally.
I heard just enough of it in the song to where it felt like influence, and then it felt like very much your own song. So well done on that. Yeah.
Yeah. Bob and I go way back.
How often do you play guitar? I'm asking because your guitar playing is quite good. It's you're strumming, but you're also, I guess, flat picking some, but it doesn't sound muddy. Like I get the privilege of listening to the precision of the sound, and it's precise. How often do you play?
Probably 4 or 5 days a week. Maybe
Okay.
Just messing around. I mean, usually I'll just get the acoustic and try to come up with a song idea, maybe some chord changes, hum a melody or something, and put it on my phone and go back to it. So I really want to get good at finger picking. I used to do that a long time ago, and it's been quite a while. That's just hard for me. So like, your background's in loud bands, then you go up on stage, you came with a finger pick. I'm like, oh my gosh, they can't even hear me. Everybody's going to go to the bathroom now.
Oh, it's the bathroom song.
Bathroom song, yeah. So speaking of moving in a folky direction, I got a new one I'd like to play for you guys. It's unless we want to talk some more, that's cool too.
Oh, we like the new stuff.
Oh, thank you. This is a one called "Some Sweet Day." I've never played. Well, I played it at one gig up in Danbury last month, but I never played on the radio in Hillsborough before. So.
And we can't get up to go to the bathroom. Don't do that.
No, don't do that because I'm not going to
Sit down, Bob.
Danbury, Connecticut, or Danbury, North Carolina?
North Carolina. Yeah. All right. When darkness comes round like a long lost friend, but instead of some love, it's out for your end. When colors turn gray and she hits the road, love seemed like a plan, but somewhere it got old. Some sweet day, some sweet day, some sweet day, she'll come back. When life takes a turn down an empty two-lane, and you've got to choose between darkness and pain. They say time heals all, but they never say when. Maybe they're right, but then again, some sweet day, some sweet day, some sweet day, she'll come back. Some sweet day, some sweet day, some sweet day, some sweet day, she'll come back. 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 That's a new one. Thank you.
Everybody, we know you want to share tonight's show with your friends. All of our shows here on WHUP are archived. The audio is by our wonderful IT staff. Just easy to find, WHUPFM.org. Go to shows, scroll down to Pass the Hat, and all of the shows for the last going on 7 years are archived there. And including tonight's show, which will appear a little bit after 8 o'clock. But that's not all. We make movies.
Yeah, we do. We're basically a television studio here. So if you want to watch the live stream, if you're not watching the live stream right now, or if you want to watch it later, it's on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. YouTube and Facebook keep them forever. Twitch keeps them for 2 weeks. All of it is at Whoop Ass the Hat, at WHUP Pass the Hat. You can find us on everywhere and find tonight's video as well as live streams from all of our previous shows just out there waiting for you to enjoy. Now, Steve, you mentioned before that song Danbury. How did you find yourself in Danbury?
The guy I was in a high school talent show with runs an art center up there. There's just an amazing place called, what's it called? The Arts Place of Stokes.
Yes.
About a half hour north of Winston-Salem. And it's just this beautiful place with a stage, and they do all kinds of arts there, and different performers like Ricky Nelson's sons perform there every year, and that kind of thing. So he had me come up. I've played there, I guess, twice now. So it's great to go back up.
That's exactly why I asked, because Danbury, I mean, we were in Hillsborough, and from Hillsborough we can look at Danbury and say, that's a small town. Danbury was a small town back when all the mills were in business in that area, and now the mills are all shut down, and Danbury is just a tiny place, a one-blink town. But somebody there has been really focused on the arts, and they have a fantastic art scene, not just live music, but visual arts and everything else going on in this tiny little town of Danbury, and they're drawing folks from all over the state. It's really pretty fantastic.
Yeah, I think a lot of credit goes to my friend Eddie McGee, who's pretty much
Shout
led
out
the
to Eddie.
charge. You know, I mean, it's great. I mean, if you ever get up that way, stop by the Arts Center. They've got a store in the front and coffee and all that stuff. But you go inside the room where the music goes on, and it's just great. You know, so it's fun to play there.
Y'all get out to Danbury and then go hiking in. Was it Hanging Rock State Park that's out there?
You can get to waterfalls pretty easily. But there was, we were up there, and before I played the gig, we walked around Hanging Rock, and there was this sign on one of the trails. What was it like? be warned, people have died
You
and
might
lost
die.
limbs here. You might die, So that's some social media stuff right there. Take those pictures. So let's go to the other one that's a lot closer and not as big of a walk. So we saw a different waterfall altogether. But yeah, it is pretty up there.
I don't know, going out and catching those waterfalls in the wintertime when the icicles are hanging down and occasionally there's a leg or a broken ankle. It's good stuff.
Bear hanging upside down. Or
Right,
something.
right.
Yeah. That's fun.
Yeah,
All
we
right.
need more music, Steve. I've rambled too much.
No, that's good. I appreciate it. And I want to thank you guys too. This is like one of the highlight probably, playing local music. So many places, you play to like 4 people at 1 a.m. and it's a bunch of drunks and it's a total drag and you got free Pabst Blue Ribbon for showing up. And
Woo, PBR.
but you guys, you're great. I got hot chocolate. I got a nice room with a comfy chair and 3 nice people asking nice questions. My
Well,
bride sitting over here.
It helps that you're a pretty fantastic musician and you're playing us some great songs.
Oh,
We're
well, thank you. I
thoroughly
appreciate it.
enjoying it.
Thank you. This is another older one that's one of my favorites, and it's Shannon's favorite. You want to show him your little insignia? Over the summer, she likes this song so much, she got part of one of the verses tattooed on her forearm there.
Fantastic.
You want to read it out loud? Because I can't see it, and I'll probably forget the verse anyway.
It actually, can you hear me?
I'll repeat it.
It's still like, I just to you my love, one part Judas, one part dog.
Yeah, so it's brutally honest. It's kind of romantic in sort of a frontier way, isn't it? Yeah. All right, so this one's called All Right Together. If you listen to the online version, it's full band, keyboards. Thanks, Kurt. Let's give it up for Kurt right here.
Yeah,
Or Kurt.
we didn't set up the mics for the left-handed guitar. It's my bad.
Well, at least he just turned it on, so now from here on out.
Now you can hear it.
Thanks for that on switch nudge there. All right, it's called All Right Together. If I let you down now, babe, I'm not the person that I fake. I see you in the morning light, all our lost dreams in your eyes. We're holding on and wearing out, keeping faith in shadows of doubt. Still I pledge to you, my love. It's one part Judas, one part Tug. And it's alright together. Now it's alright forever. When I get up off my knees, life's little foxes surround me. I let them take me too far down, near the edge but never gone. We've seen miracles and pain, still we play those childish games. Keep holding on, we're closing in. Grace and love, they always win. And it's alright together. But now it's alright forever. Black and white don't mean anything. Real love is somewhere in between. Yeah, it's alright together. Now it's alright forever. I said it's alright together. Now it's alright forever. That one was in G, just in case y'all were wondering.
I was
Thank
sitting
you.
here wondering exactly that. I wonder what key this is in.
What key would a left-handed guy put a song in? Sorry, I got a tune.
Steve, we know you're a writer by profession, but the type of writing one does in the workplace doesn't always lend itself to having time to muse and consider and revise and massage. So do you do much letting your songs reach their own place, or do you sort of pound them out?
That's a great question. Yeah, they take a long time just to keep back and forth. And one thing, like, I used to be a journalist, but it causes you to edit a little more, like, harshly. Like, that's no good. You get rid of stuff right away rather than just, well, maybe I'll just play with it. So I guess it's a mix. Lyrically, you're kind of like harsher on yourself, but musically, you'll let it percolate and develop and that kind of thing. But yeah,
That's a good sensibility, at least.
Yeah, I'm a real slow writer now, which bugs me and I just read a great tip on writing.
That's not a bad thing.
Well, it is if you're on deadline.
Oh, you mean at work,
Yeah,
where you get paid by the
at
word?
home, yeah, you're right. But it's kind of, I read this thing like, don't write perfect sentences, just bang it out and go back and fix it later. I'm like, oh, duh, that makes so much sense. Instead of like, oh, my lead's not good, I'll come back next week. Like that. So.
Yeah, I'm in that same boat when I do my writing. There's this constant battle between needing to get that sentence perfect and needing to get the ideas in my head out as quickly as I can before I forget them.
I can't imagine writing books. To me, the patience and the years and the work that would require.
I dream of it, but I'll never do it.
I like to hear about other people doing it.
Right.
What was that 20 years like when you were in poverty and writing that book?
Well, everybody, we are here with Steve Hartsoe again, reminding you Steve's website, Steve Hartsoe, HARTSOE.com. Steve, we have time for, I guess, one fairly long song or two fairly short songs, but it's your call, whatever you'd like to play.
Oh, man.
We've just been enjoying this tremendously.
And if you would remind us what the name of the band is and when you were playing at Local 506.
Sure. Well, it's just me and my band, basically. We don't have a name, but
That's a good name right
Steve
there.
Hartsoe.
Me and
Me
my
and my
band.
band.
The band you're about to hear. We used to call him Steve Hartsoe in the soul in the Beacon Souls from a Sunvolt song. So we'll use that sometimes. But the bass player always calls us the Bacon Souls. I got this new harmonica, and it's really hard to fit in here.
You didn't tell us when.
Oh, it's Sunday night at Local 506. Starts at
this
7
Sunday.
o'clock this
Okay.
Sunday. First band is a local band called Solar Hearts.
Oh, yeah,
Then-
we love them. They've been here
Oh,
on
really?
the show. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that. Then us, and then a buddy I work with, Ben Kimmel's band, Tiny House, is going to
Yeah.
headline.
We know
Tiny
Ben.
House is great, too.
Oh, you know Ben?
Sure.
That's going to be a great show.
So you know where to go on Sunday night while you
Yeah,
get your
doors open at 6.
harp there put on tomorrow.
And by then, I'll be in the parking lot with this harmonica hooked up.
No, it's all good. Well, y'all know what's going on tomorrow is Jason Bales is playing in Durham
that's
at
right.
around, I think it starts at 4:30 as part of a downtown Durham. It's kind of a neighborhood music festival. So yeah, go support him. He's doing solo work, and we just love Jason.
Oh, yeah.
I did
And
a gig with him. I'm sorry.
yeah, well, he and the Yard Arm, where they're
Yard Arm,
just
yeah.
they're good friends of the show, and they're outstanding musicians. Really enjoy them.
I'm a bad radio host because I can't remember what it is, but there is some artistic thing happening in downtown Durham as well. So I'm sure that's what Jason.
Yes, and I forget the name. Go to Jason's socials. Go to his Instagram. He's got it up there. His Facebook. It's all up there. And it looks like you're ready to play your song.
Harmonica's ready.
These
Right
Lee
on.
Oscar harps, I've never got one before, but they're much thicker than the Hohner ones I've used for 70,000 years.
Well, in a couple more years, they'll just have little drones that fly in front of your face and hold the harmonica for you.
We got drones that deliver sandwiches over our house in Holly Springs. They're just sitting out front watching the birds. There's two of them going over.
Jeez.
I see them sandwich parachute down into some guy's yard.
Wow, how do you intercept a sandwich? Because I would be doing that.
I had a BB gun.
Yeah.
I'll take that bologna sandwich. All right, I think I'll end with it since it's Christmas season. This is a very old song of mine. I haven't played much in a while. This one's called Making Mountains Out of Sand. with my new harmonica. Going down Jerusalem, leave those old worried blues. Wash my face in the Jordan, in Galilee I cleanse my soul. So come on, making mountains out of sand. Going where the Spirit leads, casting light into the dark. Tell the world about His grace, write His love on every heart. So come on, making mountains out of sand. Making mountains out of sand, making mountains out of sand. Heed the bells of heaven's gates, hear the cries throughout the land. Say a prayer for those who mourn, lead them to the Son of Man. Come on, making mountains out of sand. Making mountains out of sand, making mountains out of sand. Making mountains out of sand, making mountains out of sand. Used to be too blind to love, I was too weak not to hate. On my feet I was always lost, but on my knees I found a place. Come on, I'm making mountains out of sand. Making mountains out of sand, making mountains out of sand. Making mountains out of sand, making mountains out of sand.
Thanks, you guys.
Steve Hartsoe, you can find his CD and EP at Bandcamp on Bandcamp Friday today. You can see him and his band, that we don't know what to call them yet, but just look for him in the band, at Local 506 on Sunday. And Steve, at this time, your spokesmodel day is over, so you need to wave goodbye to the camera.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you all for
listening in.
watching. We
Thanks for
so
having me.
appreciate everyone who tunes into those live streams. You know where to look. It's YouTube, it's Twitch for 2 weeks, and
And Facebook.
Facebook, in as much as forever is going to be a thing with those platforms.